Welcome back. This is the only place you will learn how to reverse engineer any Hollywood color grade straight to your own footage. Today we are breaking down Joker 2 with PFA Color Suite 7.2. Comment below which film you want us to reverse engineer next. Let me pull up the Joker 2 reference frame. The first thing I'm doing is opening Vectorscope. This is your map. The Vectorscope shows hue on the angle and saturation on the distance from the center. When I look at this Joker 2 frame, I see the color points living in teal and orange vectors. But here is what most people miss. It's not pure bright teal and orange. It's a desaturated, dense, and almost muted kind of gray. The saturation points are put inward. That's the subtractive secret right there. Now here is the workflow. Everything happens in PFA Color Suite 7.2 with two engines, color density and film mixer. That's it. First, I'm going to color density. This is where the richness lives. When I increase global density in this tool, watch what happens on the Vectorscope. The luminance actually drops as saturation rises. That is the core physics of film. More dye equals to less light. It's subtractive, not additive. Most digital grading tools pump saturation by adding RGB values, which makes colors brighter and plastic. PFA does the opposite. As I push the density slider, look at this Vectorscope. The color points are more inward slightly, while the overall image gets darker. That's the signature of a professional color grade. That's what separates Joker 2 from every LUT attempt you have seen. Now I'm moving to Film Mixer. This is where I establish the teal and orange palette through the channel Crosstalk. The RGB layers in real film don't stay pure. They bleed into each other optically. I'm going to adjust the red and cyan slider to shift the entire palette towards the teal. When I do this, I'm not masking pixels. I'm telling the math engine how to reinterpret the red means in the color space itself. Therefore, no edges, no chatter. Watch the Vectorscope as I reduce the red output and increase cyan. It bleeds into the midtone. See how the color vectors shift on the angle? I'm removing red from the palette to let the blue show through. Think of it like reducing a sauce. You are concentrating the flavor by removing one ingredient, not adding more paint. So the last step is film printer lights. Contrary to the traditional printer light in DaVinci Resolve, it's a global offset. It creates any adjustment that affect all the RGB parades of your entire channels. And this is not what you want. We want that refined injection of color. So when you increase the shadow production and skin production to the max, when you introduce any color, look at the white parts of the mask. Only those white areas are being affected. So we are injecting colors and mood and atmosphere to the frame without affecting other colors and the grade we have done previously. This is very useful when you don't have those colors in frame or on set, but you want to inject them in post and change or reshape the mood in post. This is the power engine. Now I'm looking at the reference color points on the Vectorscope. I'm matching the angle and the magnitude exactly. The teal needs to sit at a specific hue angle and the saturation needs to be at that dense position. As I adjust film mixer, I'm watching the Vectorscope in real time. The color points are moving to match the reference. No guessing, no approximation, exact matching. Here is the before and after. Your footage now has Joker 2 density without bending because PFA uses 32-bit float math, enforcing the subtractive density. But here is where it gets really powerful. Once you understand color density and film mixer, you can use CinePulse AI to generate entirely new looks in seconds. One click fires 40 sliders simultaneously. Every single click generates a totally different vibe, tonality, and feeling in the frame. The AI learns how you grade and evolves with your workflow. You will never get the same result twice. This is how you explore infinite variations on Hollywood references without manual slider adjustment. Try the free trial, load your own footage into color density first, push the global density slider until the saturation feels rich and deep, matching the organic film look, then move to film mixer and add your film printer lights, adjust the sliders to match your reference color vector on the Vectorscope. Subscribe to this channel. This is the only place you learn how to reverse engineer any Hollywood color grade to your own footage. Comment below with the film you want us to reverse engineer next, and we will pull up the reference frame and teach you everything through PFA Color Suite. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.